All right, so for today, guys, before we do get started, I am just going to talk a little about what we are going to do today. Now, for today, we are going to be making a broadcast conversation between two sprits, so you guys are going to be able to use that as well. And it's going to be a pretty cool one that you're going to be able to add some backdrops, just like we have previously done. And also, you're going to have a conversation between these sprits. So it's going to be a pretty cool conversation between. Now, as I'm doing these codes, guys, for the messages between these, you are going to have that access of being able to change the messages. It's just going to give you a suggestion of what a conversation can be like, but you guys can change it whatever way that you want. Okay. All right, so guys, at this time, I am going to get ready to do our shared screen, okay? So you guys have an idea of what we are going to do today. So today we are going to be doing a broadcast message where you guys are going to have a conversation. Now remember, Scratch is not always just games. It is going to be able to use some conversations as well. And you are going to be able to add some of those details today into your project. So you are going to be able to do that today. All right, so these are going to be the two sprits that we are going to be using, okay, just so you guys have an idea. I am going to wait about 1 more minute so we can get started. All right, so guys, we are going to get started. Let me just double check. Everybody looks like there is no more questions, so perfect, we can get started. All right, so as I was saying, I do want to give a shout out to Clarusway for allowing us again to allow Scratch, okay? So thank you, Clarusway, for allowing us to learn Scratch. Also, for today, guys, we are going to be doing a broadcast message, okay? So you guys are going to be able to use this, and remember, for the conversation, you can do your message whatever you guys like, okay? All right, so I am going to get started. I am going to start by getting rid of that cat because we do not need our cat, okay? We do not need our cat for this project. Now, there are going to be two sprits that we're going to be using. We are going to be using Giga, and we are going to be using Pico. So I'm going to go search first. I am going to look for Giga. So Giga is that first one, okay? Now there is Giga walking, and then there is just plain Giga. I am going to be using Giga, okay? Now Giga is going to have 4 costumes. Now if you were to select, I'm just going to see the other one to see if this one is also going to work, okay? Now for Giga walking, she is only going to have 3, okay? So she is only going to have 3. So if you want that one, that is fine. The one that they did use from the PowerPoint does show that it has 4 costumes. But if you want to use the other one, that one should be fine as well. All right. So first I found Giga. Now I am going to look for Pico. Now it's easier, guys. I believe if you go to that fantasy section, it is going to be a lot easier for you to find it without typing it, okay? Now, Pico is going to have 4 costumes as well. Now, guys, when we are doing this coding section, it is going to be using those options for that. So it is a good idea to use those particular characters for your selection, okay? If you are going to use the other one, it is going to be a little bit off, okay, if we are using those particular codes. All right, so the easy part is done. Now we are going to get to our backdrop section. Now I'm going to go back to the PowerPoint in a second. Let me just see the chats. Okay. Different faces for them. Yes, Millie, we are going to be using different faces for that, guys. We are going to be able to use those different faces, as you guys can see when we are doing the code. Now, if you do want it to start as a different face, that is fine. It's just you are going to be switching it when we are doing that coding section. Okay. Also, guys, at this time, I was able to get a response for the recordings. They are going to be published to the website, but they are not available at this time. When they are available, it is a good idea for you guys to be checking the website for it to be published, okay? But at this time, it is not available for you guys to be able to review the different recordings that we have done, okay? So that is going to answer your question for that, all right? All right. So now that I did it, I am going to switch, guys, back to this so you guys are able to see the two characters that we are going to do. And right now, I am going to be showing you the two backdrops that we are going to be using. All right, guys, so we are going to get continuing. We are going to be doing those backdrops, okay? It says, can we delete the plain white backdrop? Yes, guys, you are going to be deleting that backdrop. Now, we are going to be using, I believe it's called slopes and moon, okay? So slopes and moon are going to be the choices that you guys are going to be doing it. Can you say it again? Absolutely. Are you asking me for the website? The website is www.clarus, it's CLARUSWAY.com, okay? All right, guys, so let me get those backdrops ready for us. Just give me 1 second. I'm just double checking to make sure everybody looks like they're okay. All right. So now for the backdrop, like somebody just asked a question. Yes, guys, you do not need that white backdrop, so you can delete that one. Now, I believe the one is called slopes. Yes, it is. Okay. Slopes is going to be your one backdrop. Okay. Get rid of that blank one. And also the other selection is going to be, I believe it's called moon. Yes. Now, guys, if you want to use something different, you are more than welcome to do that. It's just when you are following those particular codes, you do want to make sure that you're just using those particular names to switch it. Now, slopes is going to be one of the choices, okay? And the other choice is moon. Betu, 1 second, honey. Yes.
So, can we change the costumes of the sprites? And do we have, so are we going to use those two backdrops, or are we just going to pick one of them?
You are going to be using, okay, just like yesterday, how it switches back from one backdrop to another, you are going to be selecting two of your choice, okay? The ones that they used were the ones that I'm providing you, but it's going to be started as one backdrop and then it's going to be switching to another. But if you want to use something different, you're more than welcome to.
Okay.
Okay. Also, for the other question about the costumes of the choices, we are going to be switching them throughout your coding section. So it is best if you do want to use the ones that it is following, you can always switch it from different ones. It doesn't matter when it comes to that. It's just, you know, remember which one ever you start with. If you want it to be switching to a different thing, because it's going to make it look like it is actually talking. So it is best to follow the way that I am providing the codes, but if you want to do it something different, you're more than welcome to do that as well, okay?
Okay.
All right. I do see Busra. 1 second for your question. Just give me a second. Yes, Busra.
So when I go into fantasy for the sprite, I do see two other people that go with Giga and Pico.
Are you talking about Nano? I believe it. Let me just double check. I'm going to go to that section. So I am referring to the same one. Are you talking about Gobo and Nano?
Well, and Terra.
Yeah, Terra.
And Tara. Okay. Now, if you want to select those are fine. Just make sure they do have different costumes as well. So if you do want to use Nano or you do want to use Tara, guys, you can use that as well. Just make sure they have more than one costume. Like some of these, I don't know if they all have different costumes, so some of them might not be a good choice, but I do believe that they do have different costumes because as I'm touching them, running my mouse over them, they are moving. So if you want to use that, you can.
I got one question. When you pick Terra or Nano, do you have to make sure you only pick two people?
Yes, for this, you only should be doing 2 because those are the only 2 characters that I am going to be providing you the coding section. But if later on you do want to use other characters to make more than 1 on there, you can do that at the end, okay? Because I am only going to be providing you for gigas and pico, okay?
Okay.
All right, guys. So if you guys do want to use a different character as well for yours, you can, okay? So you're more than welcome to do that. Just give me a second, guys. So we use both backdrops. Yes, guys, you are going to be using both backdrops. Now, if you want to use something different, that's more, then that is up to you if you want to. The 2 that you should be using that I am going to be giving you the codes for is slopes and moon. If you want to use something else, you can, okay? But you are to pick 2 backdrops, all right, guys? 2 backdrops. All right. Now that we have those 2 things and we did the backdrop, we are going to be first starting with our backdrop option. Now, I do want to try it a little bit different than we usually have been doing, guys. A lot of times we have been focusing on just that one particular sprite. What I'm going to do today is I do want you guys to get into the habit, because we are on a level 2 course, I do want you guys to get into the habit of going back and forth, okay? So we are going to be doing giga, then going to pico, then giga, back and forth until we complete it. I am not going to just focus on one particular character at a time. Okay, so it is that you should be paying attention to what code we are doing, okay? If you guys are running into a problem, please use that chat or use your raising hand option to let me know, okay? But first, we are going to be using that backdrop option. So we are going to be coding our backdrop first. So make sure you are in your backdrop option when we're doing the first one. All right, so I am going to do that first. All right, so in this one, nice and easy. The first one that we are going to be doing is that when clicked option, okay, that's in our events. I'm just going to make it nice and big so you guys are able to see it. There's not too much for this code, okay? Now, for the next one, we are going to go to looks for this. Now, remember, guys, for this part, whatever backdrop you want it to be first at, this is going to be that one that we are going to select. So the first one we need is switch backdrop to, okay? Switch backdrop to. Now, right now, mine says switch backdrop to moon. I am going to switch that out, guys. I do want mine to be at slopes first, okay? If you want it to be the opposite way, that is fine. It's just when we do the next part, you are going to switch it out. So remember, this is going to be the first choice. The first choice for me, I definitely want is at slopes. So you guys can do that as well. Or if you did choose something different, choose whatever one you want it to be at first. All right. Now that we have that, I am going to continue to do the second part. Now, the second part, we are going to go back to our events for this. We are going to use the one that says when I receive. No, it's towards the bottom. Okay. It's going to say when I receive, go to moon. So we're going to write that message in for us. No, guys, give me a second. Something is running into a problem for me. Okay, I just had to take the chat off, guys, for a second, just so I'm able to write that message. This is going to be go to moon, okay? Now, remember, guys, if it is a different backdrop that you guys did use, it is, remember, that one that I did select for the second one is go to moon. So whatever your second choice backdrop, that is going to be, is for those words to be in particular for, okay? Now there is only one more for our backdrop. So this one was pretty easy. The last one is going to be in our looks, okay? And it's going to be switch backdrop to moon. Okay, so that is going to be my second choice. Now, if this was to do when you guys are doing those conversations, it is going to be first at my slopes, and then it's going to be able to go to that switch to moon option. All right, I'm just double checking to see everybody's okay. Looks like everybody is fine. Perfect. Okay, So nice and easy for those backdrop options. So that one was pretty easy. Now we are going to be starting with Pico first. And then like I have said to you guys, we are going to be going to Giga, then Pico again, then Giga, and so on. Okay, so you guys are going to be able to see that switching back and forth. So the first one I am going to be doing is Pico. So make sure you are clicked on Pico. And I'm going to begin. Just give me 1 second. I just got to get my page. All right. Perfect. Okay. So the first one is going to be that events when clicked option. I'm going to make it nice and big so you guys are able to see it. Okay. Then I'm going to go to looks for the next one. Now for this one, it is going to be a switch costume. Okay, now it is here. Like I said, remember, there are 4 choices. This one is going to be first starting at A. Okay, so it is going to be, now guys, remember, when we are using this, it is going to make it look like the movement of its mouth is going to be doing different things when you are doing your conversation. Okay, so it is starting first with a smile. If you wanted to start out with something else, you can choose one of the 4 that they have. So now that we have that, we are going to go back to that events section. All right. Now you are going to be selecting when clicked for this. So I'm just going to put it on the side for that. And we're also going to go back to our looks. Now, guys, we are going to be starting our messages. Now, remember, you can change whatever message you want for yours. So I am going to go to my looks. I am going to use that say hello for 2 seconds. Now this one, I am going to be changing it to say, hello, Giga. Okay, so I am just going to leave the hello there. And I'm just going to include that word Giga. Okay, if you want to write something similar or something different to that effect, you're more than welcome to do that as well. So right now, that message is going to say hello, Giga. Now remember, if you are using a different character, whatever your other selection, that is going to be from what Pico is saying to your second character. Once we have that say hello message, we are going to go back to that events, okay? And you are going to select that broadcast message. Now it is going to say broadcast goes to moon. You are going to hit that down and write a new message. Now the message we are going to be writing is Giga 1. Now remember, if you guys did do a different character, you are to write that person's name first, then that number 1, if you did choose a different character. All right, just make sure you are following along with that correctly in order for it to work properly. All right, so now that we have that, that is going to be that first one for our pickup. We are going to be switching to Giga next, okay? And then we are going to go back to Pico as we go, all right? So for the next one, I am going to switch over to my next character, Giga, all right? And we are going to do this one with it as well. So the first one is going to be in our events. And we are going to select when I receive. Now it's going to say Giga 1. We are to hit that button down and we are going to be writing a new message. Now this one is going to be Giga 2. Whoops, I'm not typing anything. Giga 2. All right. Now remember, if you are choosing a different one, you are to put that person's name, then that number 2. All right. Once we have that, we are going to go back to our looks. And we are going to select that message that says, say for 2 seconds. Now this one is going to say, I have an idea. But remember, if you want to do some different message, you are more than welcome to do that as well. For this one, it just says, I have an idea. Okay, that is the message it is. And then you're going to connect those together. If you want to write something different, you're more than welcome to do that. I'm just double checking to make sure everybody is okay. Perfect. Everybody looks good. All right. Now we have only one more message for that, and then we are gonna be switching back to that next character. Now for this one, it is going to be in our events, And we are going to select that broadcast message again. Now it's going to be broadcast, and it's going to be that message that says go to moon. Now we do not need to type anything. We just are going to select that message that is there. Let me just double check. Okay, we just did that one. All right, so we are going to go back to Pico for this one. This is going to be our next Pico. All right, so I am going to make some more space for this. Just give me 1 second. I'm just going to adjust this. All right, so for this one, we are going to go back to events for this. We are going to use the one that says when I receive Pico 1. So it's going to be when I receive. Now it is going to be Pico 1. So we are going to be writing a new message for this. So we are going to be writing Pico 1. Pico 1 for this. Now the next one, we are going to go back to our look section for this. Okay, we are going to be going to that look section for this. Now we are going to be writing another message. Now this message is going to say, let's go somewhere fun. You can change that message if you want, okay? So I am going to write that message, let's go somewhere fun. Okay, you're able to change it if you want to, but it is, say, let's go somewhere fun, okay? Somewhere fun. There is only one more for that. Guys, this one is pretty easy. This one is not such a hard project. The only difference is it is going back and forth to those options. That is going to be the hardest part. So we have that last one. It is going to be in our event section, and it is going to be Broadcast Giga 2. I believe we need to type, nope, we don't need to type that. It is already there for us. I am going to make it a little bit smaller, guys, so you're able to see all the ones that we did do. Okay, so far there is a total of 3 of those. So we are going to be switching to Giga for the next one. Okay, now Pico does have a lot on there. There is going to be one more for Pico that we are also going to include in there, guys, but it's going to be one more for that, but we are right now going to be doing Giga next. So I am going to go to Giga for the next one. Now it is going to have 2 more parts, guys, but we are just going to do this one part first. Okay. All right. So for the first one, we are going to go to our events. We are going to use the one that says when I receive Giga 1. When I receive Giga 1, we do not need to change anything. Everything is going to be there. Once we have that, we are going to go back to our looks, and you are going to use that say hello again. This one is going to say hi Pico. It's going to say hi Pico. We're going to put that together. Perfect. All right, once we have that, we are going to go back to our events, and you are going to use that message that says Broadcast Pico 1. Broadcast Pico 1. Now you're going to hit that down, and Pico 1 is already there, so we do not need to type anything. Once we have that, I'm just going to move everything around, guys, a minute. All right, once we have that, there is going to be one little small message that we are going to place also with that. It is going to be back in events that we're going to use that when clicked option, okay? And we're going to go back to our looks, and you're going to find that switch costume 2. Now for this switch costume 2, it is going to be selection A. So it's going to be switch costume 2 Giga A. All right. Once we have that, we have one more to Pico, and we do only have one more for Giga, and then it is done and complete. So we are going to go back to Pico for the next one. All right. Now for the last Pico, it is going to be a little long one, but it's not extremely long. So I'm just going to move that, guys, down so you're able to see the last one with it. All right. So the first one is going to be in events. It's going to be when backdrop switches to. Okay, so it's going to be when backdrop switches to. We are going to hit that down option to say moon. Switch backdrop to moon. All right, once we have that, you are to go to control. And you are going to find the one that says wait 1 sec. We are just going to change that number to say 2. So it's going to say wait 2 seconds. Once we have that, we are going to go back to our looks. You are going to look for the one that says switch costume to, and we are going to select the one that is Pico C. All right. Once we have that, we are going to go back to our looks. Now for this one, guys, you are going to be using the one that says say hello again. Okay. 1 second, I see a chat. Just give me a second. Can you go back to Giga? I will be going, guys, Sarah, I will be going back to Giga after this one. So yes, I will go back to that one, okay? All right. We have that say hello. Now this message is going to be 2 parts to it. It's going to say what as your first one, and then it's going to say, how did you do that? So the first one is what? And then the second part to it is, how did you do that? Yes, guys, I am going to go a little bit slower on there, okay? I am going to go a little bit slower. All right. Once we have that message, guys, there is only one more for that, okay? I am going to go over everything at the end so you guys are able to double check to make sure, okay? Now, the last one is going to be in events, and it is going to be that broadcast message. Now, we are going to make sure that this one says Giga 3, so we are going to include a new message for that. So I'm just going to write Giga 3, okay, Giga 3. At the end, guys, I am going to go through all of them just to double check that you guys have it, all right? Now, that is the last one for Pico, all right? And we are going to do the last one right now for Giga, and then I'm going to go through all of them to make sure that you guys have all of them for it to work properly. Just give me 1 second. All right. So I'm just going to make this smaller, and I'm going to include in this space that I have available where my mouse is to do that last message. Now, the first one is going to be in events, and it is going to be when I receive Giga 3. I'm going to hit that down option and use that Giga 3. We do not need to type it because we already did that before. Once we have that, we are going to go back to our looks. We're going to enter that last message. Now, this message is going to say, I might have forgotten to tell you something. So that's going to be the last one for that. I might have forgotten to tell you something. Okay, that was a long message. Give me a second, guys. I see it. Yes, guys, I am going to show you everything all at the end. So yes. Uh-oh. You are right. I am putting in the wrong one, guys. This should be for Giga. Uh-oh. Thank you for saving me. So I am going to switch that, guys, over. So guys, I put this in the wrong one. So I'm just going to get rid of that, and I am going to put that in my Giga. So this one is, guys, last one, it is for Giga. So I'm just going to redo that step. Make sure you are in the right one. All right, so just give me a second. I'm just going to redo that step, guys. When I receive, 1 second, guys. Thank you guys for saving that, because otherwise that would have been totally wrong. Giga 3, and that looks, and then I'm just going to write that message. I'm just going to write, I might have forgotten to tell you something one more time. All right. Thank goodness that somebody was able to see that before we went any further. All right. Once we have that, we are going to go to our looks for the next two. Now, the first one is going to be that switch costume 2. Now, this switch costume 2 is going to be letter C. Letter C, okay? And there is one more message. It's going to say, I have superpowers. So in that looks one, we are going to use that last looks, and it's going to say, I have superpowers. Okay. Now I am, guys, going to go through all of them one more time so you are able to make sure that you have the right ones. I am going to check that in 1 second, guys. Just going to put all my notes together so we have each one correctly. Now we are on Giga, so I am going to read Gigas first to make sure you guys have all of them. And then I am going to do our Pico just to double check. Okay. Now for Giga, I'm going to read the first one. Okay. It says, when I receive Giga 2, say I have an idea for 2 seconds. Broadcast go to moon. Okay. You should also have, when I receive Giga 1, say hi Pico for 2 seconds and broadcast Pico 1. You're also going to have a when flag clicked and switch costume to Giga A. For the last one, it is when I receive Giga 3, say I may have forgotten to tell you something for 2 seconds, switch costume Giga C and say I have superpowers for 2 seconds, okay? That is all for Giga. Okay, that is all Gigas. And now I'm going to read you guys one more time for Pico. So I'm gonna switch over to Pico. All right, I'm just gonna make this a little bit smaller so you guys are able to see along. All right, so I'm gonna read the easy one first. It is when flag clicked and switch costume to Pico A. When flag clicked, say hi Giga for 2 seconds and broadcast Giga 1. Next one, when I receive Pico 1, say let's go somewhere fun for 2 seconds and broadcast Giga 2. Last one, guys, I do see the chat. Just give me a minute. Let me just read the last one, okay? When backdrop switch to moon, wait 2 seconds, switch costume to Pico C and say, what? How did you do that for 2 seconds? And broadcast Giga 3. Sarah, I'm not sure who that is. Do you need me to go back to Giga? Or is that the one you need me to go? Yes, okay. You need me to go back to Giga? Yes, I can go there. Okay, you guys should be trying yours out to see. Wrote it wrong. Could you go back to Giga A? Just double check, guys, that you have everything correctly in the right spot. I'm going to test mine out right now, so I'm going to double check to make sure mine is working as well. All right, mine was able to do everything that it was supposed to do, so mine did do it properly. So make sure, guys, yours is also using all those messages correct. Guys, just give me 1 second. Since we were able to finish a lot faster, we can do one more project. So just give me a second. Also, guys, I am going to be saving mine, and I am going to be starting the next one in 2 seconds, okay? I'm just waiting on Baran to make sure that he has the codes. All right. So guys, I am going to do a file new. Baran, if you need it, I can go at the end of class. I can go back to this. And so you're able to check if you need to continue, okay? All right, guys. Now, I do not have the PowerPoint view open, so I am going to be reading you guys and also doing the project as well on there, so you guys are able to play along, okay? All right, so the first one I am going to do is I am getting rid of that cat. I am going to start by using that backdrop option. The one I believe it is called is desert. Yes, okay, so desert is going to be that one that we are using. Now, if you want to use something different, that is fine. I am going to go to my backdrop and get rid of that plain white one and just leave that as my desert. And I am going to include my 2 sprites. Now, penguin is going to be one of my choices. Okay, penguin 2 is going to be my choice. And also Gobo. I believe his name is Gobo. Yes, it is. That is going to be my second choice. So Gobo and penguin are my 2 choices. Now, if you want to use something different, you can. Okay, but these are the ones that I'm going to be selecting for mine. All right. Now for this, guys, just give me a second. I'm just re-looking at our codes. Hopefully. All right, guys, I'm just looking on here for a second. Let me see if I'm able, I don't know, I'm not gonna be able to do it that way. Okay, so I'm gonna do this code, guys. Now this code is very, very long, okay? It is going to be a very long code on here. Now I am going to do something really fast. This is not for you guys. I just want to double check because I do not have the PowerPoint in front of me. I am going to do something really fast, so just give me 1 second, guys. I'm just going to do a file save now, and I'm going to go to my stuff and see if I'm able to find this project that I've done in the past. So I'm just going to give me a second. I just want to double check the code. Just give me a second. All right, so there is a lot. Okay, now guys, this same code is going to be for your first character, the same thing, and your second character, okay? So it's going to be the same code for each of them. iPad, I see your hand raised. Just give me 1 second. I'm just gonna go back to my project that we were working on, and then I can answer your question. Okay, guys, I'm gonna start with my penguin first. Now, there is a way to get the code, whatever code you do for the first one, guys, you are going to be able to put it into your second character and your third character and whatever's and so on, okay? I am going to only do it for one of the projects, okay, on here. If we are unable to finish for today, guys, we are going to be continuing with this project tomorrow. And this is going to be a project where you guys are going to be able to put it for each character. So it's best that you guys are able to know how to duplicate it and put it into your next character, okay? So if you know how to do that already, it's going to save you some steps. All right, so for the first one, guys, I am doing penguin for this. The one you did already. All right, guys, I can... Okay, I'm going to do it this way. For the first one, it is going to be in events. You know what, guys, if you guys want, rather than me doing step by step, if you want me to save time, do you guys prefer me to go back to the project that I've done and just read it off to you that way? Or do you want me to do it step by step? Please let me know now before we start. So let me know now what you prefer. Busra, yes. What do you prefer?
I prefer to go to the project that you already did.
Okay. You want me to do it that way? Okay. So I think, guys, YB, what would you like me to do? YB, are you there?
Go to the project.
Okay, so I'm gonna go, guys. I'm gonna go everybody. I think everybody is that. I see a lot of chats on there. I'm gonna read it. Yes. So what I'll do, guys, is I will go on there rather than, since I don't have the PowerPoint in front of me, I'll just go to that project and I'll read it off to you. Okay. Does anybody remember what I saved it as? Let me see. I think it was called hide and seek. Okay. So I'll just read it off to you guys this way, and that way it's a lot easier so we can try to finish it. So just give me a second. I believe it's in here. Let me just adjust this, guys, to you. There is a lot of code. Okay, it is a lot of code. All right, so I'm gonna start over here. Okay, nice and easy for the first one. It is going to be when this sprite clicked, okay, and change score by 3 and a start sound pop. I'm gonna give you guys a second because there is a lot of code to follow, okay? So this one I'm doing right now where my mouse is, that is the first one. So the first one, events, change score is in variables, and then your sound is pop. All right, so I just read you guys that one. I'm going to read the next big one for you guys, okay? The first one is when flag click, events, set score to 0, variables, show, looks, say, click me for points, 2 seconds. Okay, that is in looks. Control forever. Hide, looks. Wait 1 second, control. Okay, I'm gonna give you guys a minute because I just did read you a lot on there. I just want to make sure I'm getting to you guys for your questions, okay? Now for the next one where we stopped off was, it is going to be a go to X and Y. You are going to go to operators and you are going to select a pick random and a pick random. Now your pick random first one is going to be a -200 and a +200. Your Y is going to be a -400 and a +400. So I'm going to give you guys a minute because I know there is a lot on there. You guys should be able to find these, no issues on that. You should be able to find that. The next one is going to be in looks for show. And the last one is going to be control wait. Okay, so we've done 2 parts of that code so far. So I'm going to give you guys a second. If you need me to repeat anything on there, please let me know. Okay, please let me know. All right, so I'm going to move that down, guys. If you need me to go back to that towards the beginning, I can. Okay, there's not that much parts to the codes on this. Okay, all right. So I'm going to do this little small one next. Let me just double check. Now, guys, I'm just okay, I'm just double checking to see something. Now remember, guys, this code that is done for this one is going to be for each character that you are going to include in there. So whatever you do to Penguin, you are to do to Gilba too, okay? So you are going to go back to repeat those steps. Now there is a duplication button where you guys are able to hit that duplication and you're able to place that into your other character. That way is a lot easier rather than you doing those steps all over. You're able to have that as well in there, okay? So just keep that in mind. All right, guys, I'm going to continue. If you need me to go back, Orhan, back to those, I can do it as well. So I'm going to read this one next, then do the 2 small ones, and then that last big one, all right, just so everybody is aware. So we're going to do this one right now. So the next one you guys are going to need is a when flag clicked, which is in events. You're also going to need in control a forever and an if then, okay? You're going to need a forever and an if then. Once you guys have that, you are going to go to sensing. You are going to select that touching color. Now, guys, you guys should know how to do this because we have done that before. You are going to make sure that that color is black. It is black. Good. If you're able to get all of that done, super job. That's awesome that you were able to get everything done. All right, super. Okay. Once you guys have that touching color, you are going to get that sound of play sound pop until done. Okay, that one's a nice and easy one for that. All right, so I'm going to give you guys a minute just to do that because that was a lot on there. The next one is going to be very tiny, and the next one is going to be very tiny. Now for the next small one, it is going to be that when flag clicked, and you're also going to go to motion. I'm going to try to see if I'm able to go back up a little bit. I'm going to go a little bit. The last big one is the super big one. I'm going to try to, guys, hopefully you're able to see everything all at one. I'm going to try to see if you're able to see everything on there. Okay, that last big one is going to be the super long one. All right. So we just did that when flag click. The last one is going to be in point and direction 90. Point and direction 90. All right. So I'm going to just give you guys a second because there is a lot on there. Now for the next small one, you are going to go back to events. So you're going to use that when flag clicked. And you're also going to go to variables, and you're going to use the one that says hide variable Y. Now in variables, we haven't used that option. It's the hide variable, and make sure that it does say Y. You're going to have to do that message of Y, okay? So I'm going to give you guys a second on that. Now that last big one is going to be the super long one, okay? That's going to be the long one that we're going to be doing. Now that one is not difficult. A lot of it is just repeating those steps, okay? I'm going to read the last small section, and then we're going to be focusing on that real big one. If you guys need me to go back to any of those parts as well, please let me know, okay? Please let me know. Okay. So I'm going to do this last one, and then we're going to do that super big one. All right. For this, you are going to go to events when flag clicked. Okay. You're going to go to looks, show, variables, set Y to 0, motion, go to X and Y. Now your X is going to be 0. Your Y is going to be a negative 100. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger, guys, so you're able to see it, okay? You are going to go to control forever and also in if then. You are going to select again in sensing, touching color black. So I'm going to give you guys a second on that. You're going to go to variables, set Y to 14. You're going to go to motion, change Y by, and then you're going to go to variables to find that Y. There is, for the next one, you are going to go back to control, repeat until, and you're going to go to sensing, touching color black. So I'm going to give you guys a minute just to adjust on that. I know there is a lot. Okay, so I will just take a pause for a second. I've got to say, good job, guys. And finish the whole thing. Millie, good. If you took a picture of it, good. You were able to do it that way. Super. I got to say, guys, I'm pretty proud of you of not being able to follow that PowerPoint and you're just listening and being able to follow along on this. I got to say, great job. Super on that. The last part is pretty easy, guys. It's just a lot of repeat steps. So it's not, this one is not as hard. I do want tomorrow to try to see if I'm able to do new projects in them. I'm going to try to see if we're able to do that as well. So I'm going to be double checking to see if what we can do for tomorrow. This was actually tomorrow's project that we did today. So I'm going to see for tomorrow what other project we can include. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna try to do where I stopped, okay? We just did do that repeat until touching color. The next one is going to be that variables. Now you are gonna use that set Y to, now it is going to be a negative 0.5. Make sure that there is a negative in front of that number. Everybody looks good so far. There is no other questions, super. Now for that last one, it is going to be that change Y by, which is in your motions, and that Y is also going to be in your variables. So let me double check on there. I'm going to read that last big one. Now remember guys, whatever you do to this code is also going to be for your other character, okay? So if you did do some codes in Gobo, and you didn't do it in Penguin, just make sure you are doing those same codes for both of those. All right, just give me 1 second. I'm gonna read the last big part for you. All right, so I'm gonna adjust this, guys, to you so you're able to see this last big one. I'm gonna move it over so we're just looking at that last big one, okay? Because the last big one is going to be super, super long. All right, so I'm gonna read this one to you guys and then we're gonna scroll down as we go because this last one is super big. First one, let me see if I'm able to adjust it, guys, so you're able to see it all. A lot of this, guys, is the same numbers, it's just you're repeating it. So what I'll do is I'll tell you how many of blue ones you're gonna need and how many orange ones that you're gonna need, so you can include those in as well. Okay, so just give me a second. All right, guys. So I'm going to read you this and then I'm going to tell you how many of the blue turns you're going to need and how many weights to make it a lot easier on you because those steps are going to be a lot of repeats, okay? All right. So the first one is that when flag clicks, okay, can you scroll up? Now, do you want me to scroll all the way up like this? Oh, you know what? Let me see if I'm able to move this, guys. Hold on. All right. So guys, I'm gonna do the big one. So the big one is gonna be that when flag clicked events, variables set points to 0, control forever, and also an if then. Now you're also going to need in sensing, key space pressed. Yes, Lath, if you are done, yes. Okay. Now for the next one, the turns, guys, you're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It looks like you're going to need 15 turns, okay? And all the numbers are going to be 45. So that is one thing. You can take 15 of those, change each of them to 45. So you're able to change those numbers in there. Just gonna give you guys a minute to do that. There is a lot on there. You're also going to need your weight option. Now, if there was 15, I believe there should be the same amount. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks like there's also 15 of those as well. So you can also take those weight buttons and use that 0.05 and you can save those as well. Now, if you guys want me to read each one in between, I can do that. I'm going to read that now just so you guys know. Okay, but there is going to be a total. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It did look like there are 15. So if you want to take 15, place them aside and then put them in as we go. That is fine as well. Okay, so I'm just going to read the rest for you. First one is going to be turn down 45, weight 0.05. Want me to scroll down? I can scroll down just a little bit, okay? So you're able to see. Busra, hopefully you're able to check and see the rest of them. All right. So for this first set, it's going to be turn, weight, 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 turn, weight. Okay, so I'm just going to give you a second. Busra, are you okay?
Can you go up a little because I finished my one that I deleted. Now I gotta do that one.
On the top. Okay, sure. No problem. No problem. All right. I'm gonna try to see, guys, if I can make it a little bit smaller so you're able to see the bottom view. The thing is extremely, extremely long. I'm not sure if you're gonna be able, oh no, maybe you can. Oh, maybe you can, guys. Hopefully, yes. You're able to see everything all at once. Now, Busra, you might need me to make it a little bit bigger because you are going to do it. I'm just gonna leave it like this so you're able to see because I know you needed to continue. Once I do that, then I'll be able to do it. Betul, yes.
So how many weights are there?
Okay, so let me double check. I'm gonna make that right now. How many weights? Okay. There should be 1, 2, 3. You know what? Let me check from the paper because I have the paper right here. Give me 1 second. So wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. It looks like 16.
Okay.
Okay, so 16. So if there are 16 of those, there's probably going to be also 16 of the degree, the turn down ones as well. Okay, so guys, there is 16. I just counted them right now. There is 16. So I'm going to double check one more time. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, guys, there are a total of 16. So if there are 16 turns, there are also 16 weights. So that is one thing to help you out, to keep those aside. Those are going to be there, okay? I'm going to try to keep this here, okay? Hopefully, I'm going to make it a little bit smaller, guys, so you're able to see it, and then I'm going to read the last part. I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger, guys. Now for the first one, oh, I hope I didn't make it too big, guys. I'm gonna make it a little bit tinier so you're able to see. Now from the top, guys, there is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's gonna be 8 turns. And there is also going to be 8 weights, okay? So that part is going to be 8 at the top. Once we do that, I am going to have you also use that weight zero. After that last weight, you are also going to use a variable change points by 1. Okay, so that's going to be the top layer. So I'm going to give you guys a minute just to do that. All right. So once we do that change points, I'm going to scroll down so you're able to see the last part at the end. Now we are going to need an if then, okay? And you're also going to need a sensing touching up arrow. Now remember, we did use that up arrow, so you are going to need to use that when you are doing your coding section, when you are doing your game, okay? Once we have that, we are going to continue by doing the last 8 of those turn downs and that weight as well, okay? And the last one that you're going to also include is that change points by 1. So whatever you guys just did to the top, you're also going to do that towards the bottom. The only difference is you're going to use that key up arrow when before we used a different code. YB, do you need me to go a little bit up? Absolutely. YB, I'm going to try to make it smaller so you're able to see everything, okay? Hopefully that gives you, if you need me to adjust it, please let me know, guys, okay? So you're able to see that last one. Okay, so now there is an option. Now I'm not 100% sure because I know when I did do this at the computer at my school, we were able to do it this way. If you right click, you're going to see a button that has duplication, where it's going to be able to duplicate the same thing for that particular. You see how I did it? I have penguin 1 and then penguin 3. It was able to repeat and put those steps in there. Now, if I was to change this character, let me see if there is a way that I can change that character. Let me just see. Go. There is a thing that you can click it. Maybe another student may know how to do it. See how I have 2 gobos in there? Now I want to see if I use this code. Oh, a whole bunch of people put their hands up. So give me a second. I might be able to do it because there is a way that you can click on it, guys, and it goes into the next one. Let me see if somebody knows how to do that. Do you know how to do that? Does anybody know?
No, I don't.
No, you don't.
I have a question. It's 12:34. So is lesson supposed to be ending?
Almost is going to be ending. Yes, it is.
Okay.
Okay. Does anybody know how to do that? I know there's a way that if you to duplicate it and put it Orhan, I think you might know how to do it. Orhan, do you know how to do that?
Yeah, no. So like you don't duplicate it. So you just like you know how you get a code from the codes and drag it into your coding place. So you just this is all you do. You just grab the code and drag it over the sprite.
Okay, so you can do it that way because I know there's a duplication button, but yes, I think you are right. So guys, if you just click of what you just did and put that in there, it should, guys, be able to work on there.
No, I don't think you understood. So you just grab
The code.
and drag it over. Like, do you see the blue space? That means you're clicked onto the penguin.
Okay.
So you just drag it onto the gobo and it just works. You just drag it onto the gobo.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
that makes sense. Yes, I saw what you just did. Thank you. Okay, so everybody, you drag it over. YB, yes.
Yours makes another gobo and another penguin when you start it.
So, yes, you're right. You're right.
Mine doesn't do that.
Yours doesn't do that. Okay, so wait, are you talking about the codes in direct? What is happening on yours?
Can you start yours one more time so I can see it?
Sure. It should say click me for points. Are you able to see your penguin moving around and doing that?
Okay, I fixed it.
You fix it? Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You got Millie, it says, or let me click the penguin. You should be able to collect that penguin, guys. Gobo, I don't have any codes in there, so that's why my Gobo is not working. But for my penguin, you should be able to click it, guys, and get those points. You should also be doing that clicking and putting in that code. Otherwise, you can longhand it and put each of those in there. Okay. Now remember, the bottom is the same thing, guys. I'm just going to keep it from this view. I'm going to keep it there. Hopefully that's what you needed. If you need me to change it towards the bottom, please let me know, okay? I gotta say, good. I'm really proud of you guys that you were able to do this without using the PowerPoint and you were able to follow along and do this by yourself. So I gotta say, claps to you guys. That is very advanced for you guys to be able to do that, okay? I know that I have tricky, you know, it's sometimes tricky on that part, but I gotta say, good job on you guys. So super that you were able to do that. That would have been something that I wouldn't have been able to do. I like to do step by step how to do it and have me doing it with you. But I'm glad that you guys were able to just, you know, follow along and do that. So super for you guys. If you need me to go back to any of those parts as well, please let me know. You kind of like me reading the blocks. Okay. Yeah, some, you know, like I said, there are some different ways of you guys being able to do it, reading it. Sometimes I like to do it with it, but this one was more of a harder one, so good. It was kind of hard with the big code. Yes, that big code was a little bit harder to follow along. But that's why if you shorthanded it and you did get a total of 16 and then work by, you know, point by putting it in there, it was a little bit easier for you to be able to do that. So I got to say, good job, guys. Good, Ahmed. It's all done. I know it was a lot to do, Ahmed. Now remember, this code, if you want it to work for each of those characters, guys, you are going to have to repeat these codes for Gobo, and you're also going to need to repeat it if you have a third character in there, okay? So the same code goes for each of those characters. So you do need to keep that in mind when you are doing it. If it is only working for not one particular thing, also, guys, the class is going to be ending very soon. If there is anything that you guys need, please, please, please ask me, let me know now, okay? My points always says 0.5 and not change to 0. That means that you did one of the codes incorrect. If you're seeing that message on there, double check your things again, okay? If your score is not changing, so double check to make sure your codes are correct. This is a tricky project. I gotta say, it is very hard because I did not go step by step with this. If there is any other questions, please ask me now before we end our session, okay? Baran, hopefully I'm able to answer your question. Yes, Baran.
Can we go back to the earlier project that I couldn't finish?
Yes, I'm going to go on that right now for you because I know you needed that. So guys, I'm going to do a file save. Baran, I'm going to put it on there. Just give me 1 second. Okay.
You see the ribbon down chapter?
Now, Baran, we just did do the talking one. Yes. Let me get out there for you. Now, who do you need? Do you need Pico or do you need Giga?
Açık bırakacak şimdi senin için.
Baran, do you need Giga or do you need Pico?
Unfortunately, it got removed again. I have to restart it yet again.
Okay, see if you're able to do it. If anything, I can always get this project back to you on Friday. So if you need to check, just double check, okay? Yes, Millie, that is it. I'm just answering questions at this time. The projects are done for today. I will be continuing for tomorrow. So if there is any other questions, guys, please ask me now. I am back on the first project, okay, since Baran needed that information. But please, guys, if you have any questions, ask them now, okay? But I don't have score. Okay, so you're getting points, but you don't have the score. Okay, so double check, go back to your score area. I'm not in front of the project right now. Double check of what it's saying, because I know there is in that code, it is asking you to use certain things. I know there is a space bar. See you tomorrow, Betu. There is a space bar and there is using a right arrow in that. Double check to make sure you're understanding what those codes are used for, okay? To make sure that those things are working properly in your project, okay? So double check and read over what your codes are asking. Bye, guys. For the friends that are leaving, I am just leaving it, the questions on there. Please ask now. Otherwise, you are done for today, okay? Yes, I see your hand raised, Simnus. Yes, well, I can answer your question. All right, guys. So if there is, you're very welcome, guys. I hope you had fun for today. If there is anything else you guys need, please ask now, as we will be continuing tomorrow. Now, also, if you are working on a project to show me on Friday, you're more than welcome to show me that project on Friday. Or you can also show me a project that maybe you were having some difficulty with. You can show me that as well. But remember, if you are going to show me a project you were having difficulty with, you are not going to be able to share anything else with me. So just keep that in mind. Baran, if you need anything else, please let me know, honey, on the chat, or raise your hand if you are trying to work on this, or otherwise I can get back to this project another day as well, okay? So let me know now, guys. So guys, ask your questions now, because I am going to be doing our stop shared in a second, okay? Baran, I know you were not able to get this done. If you need, I'm going to try to keep it on a little bit longer for you, but if you do need this project again, I can go back to it tomorrow and you can work on it tomorrow, or we also do have Friday as well, okay? Everybody else, please make sure you're saving your project, and I am going to be ending for today. So I will see you guys tomorrow. We will be doing a different project. I'm not sure exactly what project we will be doing tomorrow, but I'm going to double check and see if we're able to do one of the projects. I'm not sure exactly which project we're going to do, but I will look tonight, okay? So for everybody that is leaving, I'm going to say bye, guys. I will see you guys tomorrow. All right, so I'm gonna say bye, guys. And then tomorrow, Baran, if you need me to go back to this, I will, okay?